What is going on YouTube? Handymac making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum. If we have time, the S&P 500, although it did close, I believe, today. We'll just check it out, see if there's anything of interest. Specifically, in today's video, I do want to talk about the very interesting patterns that are forming in cryptocurrency, specifically XRP, as what it appears is it's starting to, what could be reversed back to the upside. It looks like on some of the other altcoins, we've kind of bottomed out, as we've discussed in the past two videos, and it might be time now where we actually reverse back to the upside and start to see some big rallies, and movements. So without further ado, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, so on the channel the past 2 days, we've obviously, as we know, we've seen the massive bull run in crypto. We know that's history. And we do know that the past couple of days we've seen consolidation. We've actually seen a massive reversal. This is also history. We discussed this the last two videos, basically saying that I found the bottom, that we hit the bottom. Now that we know the bottom is pretty much in, I want to start talking about what's next. Are we headed higher? Things of that nature. So I don't want to give too much stuff away. I just want to, save it for the rest of the video. But, I do believe after, 2 days of this consolidation, we might have bottomed off. Looking at the top 10 cryptocurrencies, you can see for the most part, coins are pretty much just trading sideways. Most things are up maybe 2% besides Cardano and Stellar, but everything else for the most part is pretty much back to consolidation, almost back to normal trading. Obviously, Stellar is up 120% in the past, week, which is incredible. And XRP, after the massive consolidation, is up about 50% since the massive consolidation. Now what's interesting is Stellar Lumens is still pumping even higher. This might actually be interesting, as this may signal what could be a big reversal in XLM. Granted that all the other cryptocurrencies exploded and corrected, now Stellar Lumens is exploding. There's a chance it could correct as well, which could leave us with a big opportunity to short the coin on Bityard. So definitely something I have to consider, as we might have to start looking at this in tomorrow's episode. Now specifically looking at cryptocurrency here, we do have Stellar XLM traded in here. I believe it's in the innovative area. XLM is right here, so we do have the opportunity to trade on XLM, which is great on Bityard, which is definitely something I recommend doing, especially if we start getting involved in this in tomorrow's video or whenever on the channel, XLM. But specifically, I do just want to talk about the possibilities of a reversal to the upside. Now, definitely looking at, the daily charts on, XRP to Tether on Bityard, we have some interesting movements. Now, you have to take into consideration, Bityard is fairly new. It's not old yet. It's been out for a little over a year, I believe. So there's not much technical analysis. Not that there's anything wrong with the website. The website is amazing. The history of how long it's been trading on the coin or on the platform is new. Last, I think it came out around July 9th, 2019. So, we've had a year, but the problem is we don't have enough history to chart this stuff. This is all new for Bityard, so we can't just use Bityard to trade around and trend and figure out when to buy and when to sell short, which isn't necessarily a problem, and I'll explain why. Now obviously it looked like we did bottom out. Obviously you can see clearly it looks like we're starting to consolidate back up, which is really nice. Bottom was 49, we're at 57 at some point. But I do believe we may be starting to see some higher movements. Now, before I switch over to the trading view chart, I just want to give you guys a little information on Bityard. I've been trading on Bityard and using this to, capitalize on some pretty awesome conservative trades on the channel for the past, I'd say 2 months now. We've been, I've been using them over the older exchanges, as you guys remember. But Bityard has proven to be probably one of the better investments that I've seen in a very long time, using other exchanges that didn't have enough cryptocurrencies or things to use, in regards to tools. Bityard actually offers that. They offer hundreds of different altcoins to leverage trade, which is incredible. Not only that, they also offer options to buy long, sell short, leverage, all these different altcoins. So it's huge. We've been able to profit quite a bit. We're over 10 grand now in, in profitable trades. So this is incredible. Growing this from just, maybe $2,000 into 10 in literally less than a month is pretty insane. So definitely make sure to check out BitYard if you haven't already. I do have a Patreon where I post my trades and how I make them. So if you guys are interested in learning how I make trades or when I make trades, that's all linked in my Patreon in the description down below. Now, basically to jump right into today's episode, you can see I do have XRP pulled up on the Bitfinex. So this is TradingView XRP to US dollar on Bitfinex. You can see a few interesting patterns. So not only did we finally get back down below the overbought market, we're starting to hit what could be some resistances and supports, which may actually allow us to start to correct higher. Now, this is a harder coin to kind of figure out, in regards to supports and resistances. Granted that we're now entering levels of price where we haven't been to in an extremely long time. And when we did, we saw massive swings of volume. And with this knowledge, we have to consider the possibilities that we might not be able to graph XRP the best we can. Granted, there are some resistances that we have drawn out, but they're hard to trace. You can clearly see resistance right here at the $69, 69 cent resistance level. You can see, oh, what just happened? If I scroll back, if it lets me scroll back, you can see basically what I was referring to. So let's give this a quick refresh. Oh, there we go. Okay, great. So you can see where that 69 cent resistance is. You can see, boom, right here, problems. Boom, right here, problems. Problems. I'll circle it for those that don't see it, but run one right here, another right here. We have more right here, and then here. So there's definitely some problematic zones in that area. Now, granted, by scrolling forward, you can see where we've hit resistance here, clearly causing a reversal to the downside. Now trading at this middle bar, which does have some slight resistances, as you can clearly see. 1, we have 2, we have 3. There's quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 1 here. So there's definitely some problem zones that we're currently battling. And we aren't yet above that, which is interesting, and it's something we have to consider. You can clearly see the possible reversal trend that's forming right now on XRP. It's something we have to pay close attention to. But mainly, the main source of gaining information, finding information, is basically looking at the other altcoins, looking at Ethereum, looking at Bitcoin, looking at Litecoin, looking at these cryptocurrencies. If XRP becomes too hard to graph, we can use these as a fallback method to see where we believe the markets are going to be headed. If we figure out that, maybe Ethereum and Bitcoin and Litecoin are going to break to the upside, there's a good chance XRP is going to follow. So now looking at Ethereum, you can see a very interesting pattern. So obviously we have a bearish cross on the MACD. That's something to take into consideration for the likelihood of a small reversal to the downside. But you also have to consider we did retest this bottom support. We did actually do that. We can go to the 4 hour. You can see what I'm referring to. You can see kind of where the price seems to be, kind of trading out with. We did bottom out. It looks like we want to see an a bullish cross on the MACD on the 4 hour. So things look kind of bullish in regards to the possibilities of seeing a reversal. If we do, which I know we will, it's just a matter of time. I do believe Ethereum is going to head right back up to $609. It's almost guaranteed that by the time we fill this out, as we consolidate and slowly trade back to the upside, there's a very good chance we'll see a swing and hit 609. Now looking at Bitcoin, same thing applies. Bitcoin also having a very similar pattern with Ethereum. You can see the same possibilities are there. We had a bearish cross. We have a huge surge to the downside, back down to 56, great trading potential. And you can see we bottomed out as well. Looking at the 4 hour charts, you can see what it is I'm referring to. Clear uptrend, clear supports being retested, currently battling in with the moving average right now, currently potentially having a bullish cross on the MACD. Things look like the slightest bit bullish. These could, indicate that the bottom was in and we could actually start to swing right back up to $19,000 and then pump higher. And then lastly, Litecoin, which is definitely one of the most interesting ones. So I had to make a few tweaks to the coin. I did. Unfortunately, I did. I used to have this lower. I used to have this something like this, which is accurate, but I decided, I'm going to change things up a little bit. I don't even know where I had the graph, something like that. This is where I started to notice a very interesting trend. We might not actually be out of the woods for Litecoin. Litecoin may have actually have hit its top, and we may not be seeing some more surges within Litecoin in a few days, for a few weeks. Clear resistances being retested. It looks like it's probably going to pull down lower. We could obviously swing back up, but I think it's going to be lower and lower and lower. Bottom support is obvious. Top resistance looks fairly obvious as this confirmed the third point of correction. So I do believe we're probably going to see some consolidation through, into, 2021. So that's going to be interesting. I take your focus more off Litecoin now, focusing more on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. The S&P 500 is pretty much where we left off. But lastly, looking at the, XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, the same, patterns are forming as well on XRP. That's something we have to consider as well. The same slight correction as at bottom, had hit. You can see this is kind of what I was talking about with this ripple effect, the possibilities of bottoming out and then, starting to see some consolidation back up. The same thing is probably going to happen. Ethereum is going to start to swing back to the upside. Bitcoin is probably going to swing back to the upside. So granted, we have to consider the possibilities of buying in now for a long to the upside. Granted, the bottom was in. We clearly confirmed a bottom support. This is history now. We know this. So there's a good chance we're not going to break through this uptrend right now. There's a very good chance we're not going to break through this uptrend. I mean, there's a slight one here. It's a little bit harder to graph. I mean, maybe on the 4-hour it might be slightly easier. But you can clearly see there is some sort of uptrend that did form on the coins. We clearly have this. I mean, we can't really extend it like that. We could do something like this, but for the most part, there is something forming. It looks like we're hitting a current, ascending triangle resistance right here, but we'll see where the market wants to take it. But ultimately, I do believe we may experience what could be a small correction back to the upside, a small pump back to the upside in the very near future, if not today or tomorrow. So this is something we have to consider. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.